So today I want to talk about the unfortunate incidents that's going on in Ukraine with Russia and everything going on. And I just want to give a little bit of my opinion, but I want to speak to a larger issue that I'm starting to notice as the reports and stuff like that come out. So, first of all, I think that this is a completely crazy world that we're living in today. And I can't say that as if I've lived in a different world at another time. But when I think about what's going on with Ukraine and I think about what's going on with Russia, then what we got going on in America, and even in Ukraine, I don't know if you guys seen where they're denying different ethnicities, specifically black people, from being able to cross over and get to to find safety and to transport and commute so that way they can be safe. So all of these different things going on. I'm sure you heard people say, man, this is the beginning of World War III, and you know, what is America going to do, and what are other allies of each country, what are they going to do, blah blah blah. And when I think about this stuff, I notice one thing in particular, and it's a lot of people are becoming more and more afraid. And that's dangerous, because think about how you act when you're afraid. You know, you're a lot more defensive, you're a lot more prideful, you're a lot more unstable. You're not resting, you're not eating right, you're not sticking to your routines and your strategies. And so I just want to talk about that for a second. For the people who are really going through it, always prayers and well wishes. And I feel like I always wish there was more that I can do. Like I wish I had a cape and I had, you know, some sort of superpower where I can just create the solution. But unfortunately, man, that doesn't exist. That's not how this is right now. And I just want to encourage everyone, you know, wherever you are, to just take a moment and to really be grateful for what you have. I know it's made me consider and reconsider a lot of things with my family, and you know, with my job, and with, you know, different investments I have. I mean, because people talk about how it's going to affect the stock market and so forth and so on. But man, you got to really take time and show gratitude. If this world were really entering into World War III, I have a few different questions for you, and I would love for you to like, you know, comment, subscribe, and share the post and everything. Please do take a moment to do that. But I have a question for you. If that were to happen, if we were entering into World War III, what would you do to have peace with, if this was your last day? I really want to know that. Do you have a person that you offended that you need to apologize to? Do you need to call someone and say, hey, it's just been a while, I just want to tell you I love you. I just want to hear your voice. I just want to make sure that you are okay, you know, or if you're not okay, that's perfectly fine. How can you vent to me and I vent to you, or we create a safe space for each other so we can have a conversation? You know, like what can we do to spin so much negativity everywhere? What can we do to spin it and make it a little positive? You know, with the situation that's going on, the way I think about it is, you know, imagine if you lived in a neighborhood and your neighbors told you, we're going to take your house. What? You're going to take my house? You know, you might kind of stick your chest out a little bit. You're not taking my house. No, we're going to take your house. And instead of them trying to just invade, you know, because this is like an analogy of what's going on in Ukraine. Instead of them just trying to invade, what they're doing is, okay, so they're moving neighbors to your left. I told you we're going to take your house. They're moving neighbors to your right. So it's like the neighborhood is kind of turning into a bunch of people who want you out of your place, who want to dominate your domain, you know, your place of refuge, your place of comfort, your place of security, your place of rest, everything. And slowly but surely, they implement and position themselves accordingly in order to take over your place. They position themselves to take over your place. And instead of knocking a house down or something like that, they're taking over room by room. You know, they're taking over one segment, and then they invade that part. Then they stretch and go a little further. Then they stretch it and go a little further. You know, it can be a frightening thing. But in all of this, what are you doing? And I want to know. Put it in the comments. Tell me what you're doing in order to try to find some peace about it, or to encourage someone about it. You know, they have a lot of different fundraisers, and they have a lot of different relief programs that try to go towards it. You know, in America, you know, President Biden, he's freezing accounts for very wealthy and influential people and different things like that. But the reality is it's still going on, and who knows how long it's going to go on, and who knows what's going to happen, or who's going to be impacted outside of Russia and Ukraine. You know, so many people are at risk and potentially can be involved, but we can't put our focus on the coulda, shoulda, wouldas unless we turn that energy into something positive. Again, if this is the beginning of World War III, I will want my family to know I love them. I will want my friends to know I love them. I will want to do good deeds. You know what I mean? Because I want to make it count. I want to make my days count. And with fear, a lot of time fear will freeze you. A lot of time fear, it takes you out of your element, or it leaves you in your element. So you only do what you're comfortable with, or what you're familiar with. But could we take this moment? Could we show a little more gratitude? Could we take this moment? Could we volunteer a little more? Could we take this moment? Could we sow a little more? Could we give someone a little more time? Could we give someone a little more money? Could we give someone a little more love? Like, you know, what can we do with it? And another thing that it honestly hurts my heart, man. It really breaks my heart is to see how many people think that this is a joke. Like, this is really a joke to some people. People are making memes and doing like comedy videos on this. And that's sick. That's really sick when you think about it. And it's sick for so many different reasons. But I guess the first thing is this. We have become so desensitized towards violence and towards hatred and towards negativity and just mistreatment of people. A building right now, there's a building in the Ukraine, that was standing a few days ago that is completely collapsed and crumbled. There are people who would go to that building every day for work or for whatever the reason is. Police departments, fire departments, city council buildings, grocery stores, liquor stores. All these different things, all these different places are being wiped away. Literally, bombs dropping on them. People are literally dying. It's not warm. This is not a warm time of the year. It's very low temperatures. People outside with toddlers and infants. And people are making jokes about this stuff. I'm seeing memes. The morning that I woke up to knowing that they got bombed, I'm seeing memes and people making jokes about it, and Twitter's take on the war. And it's comedy to some people. You know how twisted you got to be to think something like that is funny? How insensitive you have to be to think something like that is funny? You know, and pardon my ramble, but it hurts my heart a lot to know that people think that something like this is comedic relief. If you were to think about it, you know, for me, I live in the United States, and I'm in Florida, and you know, we go to basketball games and stuff like that here, you know, for in Orlando specifically. For me to know that the stadium is there today, and then a bomb happened, and then the stadium is gone, or a large chunk of the stadium is gone, I can't think of anything anywhere across the world where anyone could make light of that situation, where that could be even remotely comical. And this stuff is happening on the other side of the world. So, you know, again, this is something for me to encourage you to take it seriously and really consider what people are going through, and to turn on your emotional intelligence enough to at least, again, take the situation seriously, but help it to impact you and your house. You know, maybe this is where the parents, you know, as parents, sit down with children and wrap your arms around them and ask them how they feel. Where you sit down with your spouse and say, hey, you know, how do you feel about what's going on? Is it impacting you? Are you okay emotionally? Because a lot of people are joking through pain. They really are hurt. They really are afraid, and they're using comic relief to pacify those feelings, but they're really afraid too. And God forbid that war or this war that's going on, it spreads over into other countries and onto other continents, because then the laughing matter isn't so funny. It's not funny when your relative they have to go somewhere and they have to defend the country. It's not funny when you have a friend who's Russian or who's from Ukraine, and they have family who's dying or who they can't contact anymore. You know, there are so many different things that we can do as people to be supportive, and it doesn't have to be giving money. It doesn't have to be even giving your time. It's just being sympathetic and empathetic. And again, being a human is really what it is. It's being a human being. There are people who can't get on trains and subways because of what they look like, because of their skin tone. There are people who are being attacked. I mean, I literally seen a video of a guy he was driving and a tank ran his car over. Just like when you have the play toys and you just use the big car to just go right over top. That's what it looked like. It looked like someone was playing with toys. And fortunately, that driver survived. It's just by the grace and the mercy of God that driver survived. But that takes away the joke for me. It's not funny. You know, this is something that people are really going through. So I just want to again encourage you as you're going through, it on whatever side of the world you're on. Just know this from me, even though I may not know you, I may not ever see you, I may not ever meet you. I love you. I'm grateful for your existence. I appreciate you being here. You're not here for no reason. You didn't come across my channel for nothing. You didn't come across this page for nothing. You're not here right now for nothing. You matter. And if no one's told you that today, I would love to be the person, and I hope someone else does. But, I just want to leave you all with that. I definitely will continue to pray. We'll pray and continue to pray for the families, for the countries, and for the world, period. We can all contribute and make this place better. It takes consistency. It takes hard work. It takes patience. It takes perseverance. But it takes being human. That's the thing. You have to be a human and treat other people the way you want to be treated. Signing out, man. Please do again. Like, comment, subscribe, definitely, so that way you get notifications. Not only will I continue to post these type of videos that are updates, but I also do a series called React, where it's just pure motivation, doing nothing but motivating you, getting you through your day, getting you up in the morning. And I want you to subscribe so that way you can be a part of that as well. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Peace.